Hey everyone, what's going on? Obviously, this whole quarantine, COVID-19 thing has affected all of us, both personally and professionally. So, one of the things we wanted to do here at Mic Drop Entertainment is we wanted to reach out to other people in our industry, in the event entertainment industry. And we wanted to ask them, how is this affecting you? And then, what are some of the things that you're doing to adapt, to change? And then also, what are some of the things that you're doing to continue to have fun and to keep things positive? And so today, I am joined by Erin Newburg. So, Erin, I know that recently you had an opportunity to interview to have Shaq on your Shop HQ. Tell me, how was that?
It's exactly what you imagine it to be and more.
Yeah,
Um, so you grow up, or I'm around the same age, but you
yeah.
follow this guy's career for decades.
Mm,
And then you see even beyond basketball, he becomes an international superstar, in music and comedy and movies, and he's so relevant still.
mhm.
And you expect this major moment, and it's still even bigger. I mean, he actually exceeded my expectations. He was bigger than I imagined him to be.
Really?
So you've seen a very tall person
Yep, I've
before.
been next to Carl Anthony, and he's a pretty tall guy. Yep.
Exactly. But to see he's proportionally sized to his height. You know what I'm saying? He's
Mm-hmm.
not just tall and
The big
he's
guy.
like, yeah, it's like, and it's all in perfect proportion. But then beyond that, he really impressed me. I was so surprised with how engaging and smart kind of focused he was.
Yeah.
We're doing business, we're selling things together. And I was very impressed to see he wasn't just somebody who put his name on something and said, make me some money. He's
Yeah.
very authentic, very real,
Mhm.
hysterically funny. So it was pretty surreal. And we're gonna resume tomorrow night. He's
Fun.
gonna cook live in his house with his family. He
Cool.
has quarantined him and his family in Orlando, and I'm gonna be live in our home studios in Minneapolis, and we're gonna carry on.
So now I know you've had a lot of changes with the whole COVID-19. How has it been? Obviously you're still working full time, your husband is still working full time. How has it been adding now yet another role being a homeschool teacher on top of everything else?
I am the principal, the teacher, the school nurse, the custodian. I am the janitor. I am the lunch lady. It's actually been nice. I don't want to pretend everything's perfect because it's not. There's a lot of learning curves, a lot of patience is being tested. Um,
On both ends or?
yes. I mean, kids, so kids are so much smarter today. Than I'm more of a guide, I guess, than a teacher, because the
Mhm.
teachers have done a great job of putting everything online and really setting up a structure for the kids to follow. I've been impressed with that. It's been nice though to spend time together.
Yeah.
This is a horrible tragedy that our whole world is facing, and I
Mm,
don't want to act as though it's not a big deal, because it is. But I think when you find the benefit
yeah.
in the negative, like it forced us, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, to slow down and like appreciate the basics.
Hmm.
I think so many of us, we get wrapped up in baseball and basketball practice and three different jobs, and my husband owns his own company, and like just so many things that you kind of forget what matters most.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I was totally guilty of that.
Mm,
And even though I don't want this pandemic to be happening, it's forced us to sit down and really realize what your kids are learning about in school, and really talk about your day, and not
mm,
rush through. Like, I feel like we were rushing through dinner and bedtime and bath and shower, and now it's like
mm.
more intentional. And it's been really nice.
I think you're spot on. I think it is forcing a lot of us to really focus on what is most important. That's people, that's relationships, and
Mhm.
that's our family and our loved ones. And on that note, I think you touched on something great. What are some of the things that you and your family have done to stay positive? Because I think right now it's super easy for anybody to get sucked into the news and the stats and the numbers and just the negatives. I can't go to the movies, I can't go out to eat, I can't do this and that. What are some of the things that Newberg household is doing to stay positive?
Well, we always talk about what we're grateful for at every meal. It's always gratitude.
Love it.
First and foremost, you could easily get bored or whatever you want to say. Like, we're all healthy, we are safe. So I think you got to focus on the gratitude first. And I'm a big believer in, like, yes, this is good downtime to catch up on your Netflix shows, to go back and watch Vikings Connected, as
Yeah.
everybody But I'm also a big believer in movement. So every day it's mandatory, even if it's raining. My husband, the one occupation he has from the school is he is the phy ed teacher.
Oh,
So
there we
every
go.
day, no matter what, bike ride, walking the dogs,
Cool.
you know, something physical. And if it's bad weather, he does, fun little like relay things with them in the basement or, because I think you got to get your endorphins moving and
Yeah.
you got to get up and be active.
And is
I
that how
think
you avoid what you called I think the other day you posted the what is it, the quarantine 41?
COVID-19. The
COVID-19.
the freshman 15
There you
is right.
go.
Go to your freshman year of college, you gain 15 pounds. It's just what
Right?
happened. I'm calling this the COVID-19. It's 4 pounds more than the freshman 15.
Ah, I love
Well, I don't know how to cook, so I'm like pasta, rice. I mean, we're like
it.
on a beige diet, and then the kids are like, "Let's make cookies, let's make cakes." I'm like,
What?
"That's fun, but it's fattening." So we're just listen. We're gonna work out a little bit every day and hope for the best.
Right? Oh, I love it. And with on that note, with the positivity, what is, have you seen, what's the most positive thing you've seen or act of kindness you've seen someone do during this time?
Well, obviously, hats off to anybody in the medical field. I just like
Mhm.
I can't watch anything without crying, half because I'm scared for them and then half because I'm so grateful. I mean, they're
Mhm.
amazing, you
Yeah.
know. Um, but I think a lot of the simple acts that again that we forgot about, so dropping off dinner for a friend or, sending a card to a grandparent, where I think this reminds us of how those little things can have a big impact.
Yeah.
So my husband and I were talking about personally, we live in Edina and we love like our small community feel, even though it's a big
Mhm.
town. We were talking about ordering meals from our smaller restaurants, but
Yeah.
for medical workers, so we're looking into
That's
that now.
great.
Not that that's, there's so many people doing bigger things, but I think we all can find within our own means
Mhm.
something simple, something free that will be a big impact.
I love
Yeah.
that. And I think, especially during times like this, one of the most important things we can do is instead of focusing inward on ourselves is look outwards. And
100%.
the funny
Yeah.
thing is when you do that, it actually helps yourself and it helps you kind of get out of that rut. So I like that. I think that's
It
that's beautiful.
does. Yeah. Focusing on others. I love that, Brian. I'm going to add that to our nightly gratitude. I'll tell the boys we have the ability to focus on others.
Yeah, that's so
It's
great.
really important.
Absolutely. Especially at a time like this. Yeah. So I will
Mhm.
end with this and then we'll let you get going. I know you got to prep for Shaq tomorrow here, but any advice or tips that you would give to other parents staying home with kids and then anybody just who's struggling to stay positive and, um, you know, find the good in the bad?
Well, I think that you got to look at every opportunity as a little gift. And
Mm.
so if this time finds you, home thinking, what am I going to do? It might be the time to start thinking about what's my next career move? What are my goals for 5 years? You have the time. Time is such a gift and we've
Yeah.
all been given that.
Yeah.
The time to plan for what we want next year or the time to even be, still with yourself that you don't always have. And I also think that you can't believe everything you see, negative and positive.
Mm.
Nobody's living in 100% bliss right now. So if you're looking at people's, Instagram and Facebook and thinking, oh my gosh, why are they enjoying this and I'm not? You
Mm.
can't do that to yourself because everybody is feeling it in negative ways, but that doesn't mean you can't turn it into a positive. And I
Absolutely.
also think you can't go too far the negative route because it's just going to create panic. You got to be smart,
Hmm.
got to do what's right, and you got to find that balance between taking it seriously and not totally freaking out. Because I think if I go too deep down, you get a little nervous. So
Yeah.
keeping a nice balance between
Mhm.
positive and negative, recognizing that no matter what you see on social media, nobody's life is perfect right now
Yeah.
and taking advantage of the gift of time
Mm.
that we've all been given, I think hopefully will put us all on the back end of this in a better place than when we started.
Hmm. I love that. I think that's so great. And I love the perspective of balance and remembering that it's okay not to have a hard day and remember, feel we are in a crisis situation and it is tough and it is
Yeah,
hard. But then to shift and say, you know what, but I can be grateful for X, Y, and Z. So I think that's really great. I love it.
totally. Yeah, totally. And things like this are so fun.
So fun. I love
You get
this.
to hang
In
out with new
fact,
friends.
we're gonna have to try to get you, the Newburg family, to play against the Lieber family in Family Feud.
Listen, Brian, bring it on. If you can set that up, just so you know, I'm
Okay.
playing to win.
All
Okay?
right.
I'm gonna keep things positive, but we're going for the
All
win.
right. Well, we'll have to. So everybody, look for that. We'll be doing that live. If we can get the Lieber family on board, we'll get that out there live. So.
I'm officially laying down the challenge. I can, if they don't make it happen, they're obviously scared.
Right. I love it. There you go, Ben. What's it gonna be?
Yeah, exactly, Ben. See you there.
I love it. Well, Erin, thank you so much. We really appreciate this, and hope you have a wonderful rest of the day with your boys, your 2 dogs, your husband, and tell Shaq we say hi.
I will for sure. Thank you, Brian.
Awesome. Thanks.